everyone. Today I wanted to do a review on the L'Oreal True Match Cushion Foundation. I have oily skin and I really wanted to see how the foundation would look on my skin, if I would enjoy wearing it or would it just produce too much oil for me and for people like me. So I've been trying this foundation for the past 4 days. Every single day I try different primer, different powder, and I wrote down my thoughts about that day and how the foundation was doing and all that. So yeah, let's get started. So first I would like to talk about the way the foundation looks. It comes in this pretty little compact in a rose gold color, which is really pretty, really attractive to look at. When you open it, you have a nice size mirror, which is useful sometimes. Then it comes with the sponge, which obviously has been used. The sponge is made of like a weird rubbery material. It's not like a regular sponge that would come with your powder, that's for sure. And then you open the foundation and it is like a sponge that you're supposed to dip the sponge that it came with, and then you're supposed to apply it to your face, obviously. So day one, to prime the face, I used the Nivea Men Sensitive Aftershave, and every single day I used only one concealer, and that was the Maybelline Master Conceal to hide my dark circles, and that's it. There was no other concealer. So after I put the foundation on, I set it with the Maybelline Fit Me powder in translucent. I wrote down a few things, how I felt that day. The coverage was light. I used the sponge that came in the foundation to apply the product. I just simply pressed the sponge into the foundation and pressed it onto my skin. I wrote that it was light cover. It blended with the skin nicely, and after I powdered it looks nice. Like actually the powder and the foundation blended together, so it looked pretty decent. But I wrote down that after a few hours it became patchy. And I remember that at first it was nice, but then yeah, I had like patches on my cheeks and like in the middle of my forehead. So that was kind of, I didn't like the combination. I thought that maybe if I try something else the next day, maybe I'll find that perfect combination. So day number 2, I primed my face with the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Primer, and after that I set it with the Rimmel Stay Matte Powder, and I changed also the applicator that I used to apply the foundation with, and I used the beauty sponge from Real Techniques. So I wrote down that it was fuller coverage because the beauty sponge compared to the sponge that comes with the foundation, there is absolutely no comparison. This doesn't seem like it's eating that much product when you put it on your face, but there's literally, this gives you like a light coverage and this gives you more medium to heavier coverage depending how much you kind of dip in, the pressure of you dipping the sponge or the beauty blender in the product and then applying it to your face. So I applied probably 2 coats with the sponge and it gave me more of a fuller coverage, but not as full as some foundations could give you and not as full as I would like. And then I wrote down that fuller coverage but up close looks cakey and patchy in the nose area. And I'm glad that I wrote everything down because I forgot that, and now that I am reading it, I remember that in this area right here, the foundation kind of gathered together and it looks like I had like a patch and around it was red. So it didn't look pretty. And I also wrote down that it looks more like I have foundation rather than blending with the skin. So day 1, I don't know if it was maybe it was the primer, maybe it was the powder that I set in, but you could actually tell that I had foundation on and powder with that. The day 1, you couldn't really tell that much. Like the foundation actually blended with the skin. It looked prettier. So That's the thing I didn't like about day 2. Day 3, I used the Hard Candy Primer Color Correcting Primer to prime my face. And then I set the foundation using the Maybelline Dream Wonder Powder. I also changed the applicator for a second. I used a stippling brush, but probably about like 2 strokes into it, I just went back to the beauty sponge. I think that's the best thing to use for that foundation. I wrote down that the powder blended with the foundation amazing, and I remember that the foundation and the powder, which is the Maybelline Dream Wonder, they kind of like blended it together to the point where it looked so pretty. It looked like that was my skin. You couldn't really tell I had makeup on. But it still was giving me this glow that I didn't like. That was the only issue that I had with this foundation so far, is that for my oily skin, it's just way too much shine. And last day, which is day 4, today, I primed my face with the Nivea Aftershave Sensitive Skin. I like that combination with the foundation the best from the primers. I also used kind of a different way to set it. I first set it with the e.l.f. High Definition Powder, using like a powder puff that came with it. Was watching Patrick Star, and he says that he has oily skin, so what he would do first is he would set his foundation with loose powder, and then he would go with the, I think, foundation powder. Sorry, but I didn't want to use that, so I went back with the Stay Matte from Rimmel. And the two together, the e.l.f. High Definition Powder and the Rimmel powder, gave a really nice finish. So far, I am not shiny at all. You can tell that I have makeup, but the foundation kind of ate up that matteness, that cakiness of it, because the foundation is extremely wet. When I put it on my face, and I have very, 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 very oily skin, it looks like I'm wet. Like, it literally looked like when you first put like a really wet moisturizer on your face, it kind of look wet before your skin absorbs it. That's how I look every single time I put that foundation on. So the foundation alone, I would not wear it ever, because I would just look like either I'm sweaty and oily, wet, oily and sweaty. Like, it just doesn't look good together. But the Today combination that I used, the e.l.f. High Definition with the Rimmel Stay Matte, I actually don't mind, because the foundation soaked up that cakiness, and it's giving me more of a matte stay rather than that huge glow with oil that I had before. So right now it's 2:30 in the afternoon. I've been up for a while, and I must say that the foundation is holding really, really well. I have been cleaning pretty much all the time, sweeping, mopping, all that since the weekend, but the foundation is holding so well. And that combo with the foundation, the e.l.f. powder, and the Rimmel powder is the best out of all that I've tried. I actually like this foundation now. My review before trying this option wasn't that good. I wouldn't recommend it, but if you were to try put a loose powder, like the e.l.f. High Definition for example, and then a powder, pressed powder like the Rimmel, that combination for me worked. The foundation kind of made it look like it's not powdery, but I am still matte. I have like this very subtle, healthy glow, but it's not oily. So I must say that this foundation will work for oily skin. You just have to kind of work with your skin and see what will work for you. When I started trying this foundation, I was not a fan of it at all, and I was going to say that you shouldn't buy it. But after trying that combination, I must say that I might be wearing it a little bit more than I thought I would. I would not wear this for night, because obviously it's not a full coverage, but for a day where you kind of feel like powdering yourself a little bit more, why not? I think that probably in like 2 to 3 hours I'm gonna have to powder myself a little bit more. I haven't since the morning. So I will just keep wearing it. You'll probably see it appear in some of my other videos. So far, I would say go for it, try it, see if it'll work with your skin, but do expect to look wet and always powder it. So thank you so much for watching, and I will hopefully see you next time. Bye!